Apologies for being absent yesterday. I'll try to make it up with 2 videos today. And talking about yesterday, Dr. Moon Knight on Reddit posted a thread containing all Odyssey skins. And it's not actually just skins, it's also all the other stuff that's coming in the Odyssey, because he got some kind of strange glitch that allowed him to see the icons of the Odyssey and stuff like that, and the names. So there is a lot of info about that. If you don't want to get spoiled at all, I would recommend maybe not watching this video, because I'm going to go into detail about the skins, what we know, draw some connections to other things we found out about them, and just put that all together. We'll just begin with the normal rewards and then go on to all the special rewards and the rewards you get for a certain amount of points. So we're starting with a lot of skins. The first one being Erlang Shen. Erlang Shen is getting a skin called Monster Trainer, and the icon is what you see here. With the recent surge of Pokemon Go, the hat that his dog is wearing, and the title of the character, it's probably gonna be another Pokemon reference similar to Kukulkan. The second character we already know a little more about, or we can at least guess. The character is Scylla. The skin is called Prototype. As you can see, the icon with one of her monsters or dogs, or we want to call them, is kind of turned into a mecha-like thing. And in the Odyssey skin proposal Reddit, there was actually a thread about a Scylla like that. You can see the concept here, and it has quite some similarities when it comes to the dog faces, so it could very well be some variant of this skin. The really cool thing about this skin is that the ultimate uses the mouth of the dogs as guns instead of just bashing down on the target. If that becomes a reality, that would be a really, really cool skin in my opinion. The third skin is a Terra skin that did not have an icon. It's called Igneous. I had to look up what that actually is. Apparently, it's basically magma turned into stone. As such, the concept will probably follow a more darker skin concept for Terra, and maybe a more spiky one, maybe with some fire within it. Concept number 4 is a very interesting one as well. It is Steampunk Ao Kuang. Now, the interesting thing here is that there is already a skin concept for that, once again in the Odyssey submission Reddit. However, the concept does not look like the art very much. It generally doesn't look very much like steampunk, but more like a concept of how the skin could function. And this is the interesting part of the skin in my opinion. There is a very detailed description how his abilities should look like according to that. His water illusion is becoming a smoke illusion. His dragon call are smoke or steam clouds circling around Ao Kuang. Same for his 3 Wild Storm. And in his ultimate, he turns into a Spitfire plane. I'm not sure if that's gonna actually make it into the game, but it's really funny just from the concept. The next concept is one we pretty much know everything about. It is Sylvanus High Noon. Now, quite a while back, somebody posted a skin concept on Reddit, Sylvanus Bandito, and it was probably the highest upvoted thread ever. And a lot of Hi-Res employees commented on how much they like the skin. So it's very, very likely that it's just gonna be exactly that skin. Sylvanus being a cowboy and Grover being a cactus. Skin number 6 is Agni Gemini. So this is obviously referring to the star sign. And as such, I can't really tell what it's gonna be. I imagine it could be something similar to Harbois Infinity Wave, where it's more leaning towards that star-ish design with some universe animations going around it. Skin number 7 falls into the same category as it is Isis Celestial. I could imagine this being some kind of new style of skins that just is being tested out. Who knows? We'll find out. Skin number 8 is for Camazos. It is called Jurassic, so we can be pretty sure it's going to be some kind of pterodactyl-like skin. Otherwise, it's going to be a raptor, but I doubt that, just judging from how Camazos is going to fly a lot. Skin number 9, once again with an icon, is Arachne Tormentula. Now, neither the name nor the icon don't tell us too much, but in combination with one of the later skins, I looked it up and apparently there is a metal band called Tormentula. So maybe it's a reference to them, and maybe this is kind of part of a metal skin collection, which we have quite a few of already. I'll refer to the other one later on. Skin number 10 is also really interesting. It is Neath Scarlet Dangerfield. Now, the icon looks like some kind of agent thing, and the name kind of indicates that. But actually, Scarlet Dangerfield is a Hi-Res employee responsible for talent acquisition, so she's hiring people. It could just be a temporary one, or it could just be a joke, and it could actually just be the agent, but who knows? Maybe it's something completely different from what everyone expects. Skin number 11 is Thor Barbarian. There is no other info on it, no icon, nothing, and as such, we can just assume it's some kind of barbarian skin for Thor. not too far off with his weapon and all that stuff, but we don't have any additional information. Skin number 12 is a very, very obvious reference. The skin is called Hail to the King. It's a skin for Tyr, but the interesting thing here is the icon. If you look at this icon and compare it to this image, then you'll see that it's very, very similar. And this is actually an album by Avenged Sevenfold called Hail to the King. As such, this is what I referred to earlier. This is very, very likely to be another one of the metal band skins, and therefore I could imagine that Arachne falls in the same category. Skin number 13 is Apwash Chilling Grasp. I couldn't find much about this. However, somebody on Reddit in the Odyssey part proposed that Apwash could get a Night King Game of Thrones skin. If you don't know what the Night King is, it's basically the boss of the White Walkers, which are ice zombies. Very, very fitting for Apwash in that concept, so maybe that's what this is referring to. This seemed to be the skins that you can buy in a regular way, but we're not done. You will also be able to get 2 announcer packs. One of them being Lady of the Lore Lady, once that was very, very often requested, and I'm gonna be very excited to see how it turns out. And the other one being Chalk, also something that could be really, really cool. There is gonna be an avatar called Rat and Roll, probably a reference to Ratatoskr in whatever way. There is gonna be a ward skin called Hellhound. Maybe this is another tease for something, but I doubt it. It's just a ward skin in the end. And there's a global emote called Smitening Bolt. Some additional info that is interesting. You're gonna get Odyssey points for every skin or item you buy, and you get 3,500 Odyssey points per item. For those points, you will eventually get extra rewards, and some of these have already been found out as well. And I'm going to go through those now. The first one is a so-called recall skin for the Chinese Pantheon at 7,000 points. I am pretty sure that this is just referring to Old War, which is coming out soon, which as far as I know should be at that amount of points. Then there is a skin for Izanami called Plague Bearer. This one is available at 31,500 points. I don't know why they had to do all of that in thousands, but whatever. You can see the icon here, and I think this is kind of obvious which direction the skin is going to go in. We won't know any more than that, though. There is going to be another pedestal for the Smite World Championship 2017 at 42,000 points. What a surprise, 420. And there is going to be Ymir Baron Frostchild at 52,500 points. Now, there has been a leaked Twitch Ymir version on the PTS, which was basically the same as Twitch Ymir with a crown. Maybe that plays in somehow, but I doubt it, because the icon here looks different, and I think it's going to be a whole different skin. The last thing that is listed here is a HUD theme. Now, we know that there was an announced or planned tested minimal HUD, which is this one. Maybe it's that, maybe it's something that's more fitting to the theme of the Odyssey and all of that. We'll have to see what that turns out to be. I hope it's not the minimal HUD, because it is locked behind 63,000 points, and I think something that should be available for everyone. So I'm hoping it's just more of a visual change, which is, for example, very common in Dota 2. There are a lot of those there. Adding this and the already existing items, we get out at roughly 20 items so far, which would bring you up to 70,000 Odyssey points. We know that there's the final skin for Anubis, so maybe it's at that threshold, maybe it's even higher. I'm not entirely sure, but this seems to be the majority of the Odyssey at least. Something is worth pointing out, by the way. We know a lot of gods are getting skins here, and according to what Hi-Rez said on their last patch notes, whenever a god gets a new skin now, they will also get their updated mastery skins. So if this is correct, judging from how many gods that don't have updated mastery skins yet will get a new skin in the Odyssey, we would see plenty of new mastery skins by the end of the Odyssey. That concludes this video. I hope this was interesting for you guys. I will try and get another video out today. We'll see if I will actually be able to make it. Thank you guys for watching. See you guys later or tomorrow. Duke Sloth, out.